Welcome to Omsk. What's up guys, welcome to another video, this time from the city of Omsk, the capital of Omsk Oblast. Omsk is a pretty big and important city for Siberia, the second biggest city east of the Urals, and a massive transport hub because of the Trans-Siberian Express. Omsk was founded in the year 1716 as a fortress on the southern frontier of the Russian Empire, and by the 1850s it became the capital of Western Siberia. Nowadays, Omsk has over 1 million people and is the 8th biggest city in Russia. Behind me here is the most famous building in Omsk, Uspensky Sabor, Ascension Cathedral. It looks absolutely resplendent with its turquoise and gold domes against the backdrop of the sunny blue sky. It was built in 1891 on the orders of Tsar Nikolai, but unfortunately was blown up during the Soviet era and has recently been rebuilt using the money of Omsk locals. I'm now in the area of the Omsk Fortress. The Omsk Fortress was the whole reason for this city being. It was built as a way to protect Russia's new southern frontier. It was functioning as a fortress until 1864, but unfortunately now, as you can see behind me, is mainly just a residential area. Unlike most fortresses here in Russia, this fortress didn't have super high brick walls, but instead had walls made out of earth, 3 meters high, and on the other side it had a moat 1.5 meters deep, which was sufficient enough to keep any would-be invaders out. The reason they didn't have any brick was because around here there's no mountains. They didn't have the possibility to make lots of brick, so instead they went for earth. The one remaining landmark here left in the Omsk Fortress is the Tobolsk Gate. This is one gate of what used to be 4, but the other ones don't exist anymore. Of the other buildings here, there are a few, most notably the arsenal. However, if you look behind me, you can see that the old fortress is mainly just now flat land with residential buildings and some cafes and restaurants. This behind me here is Lenin Street. Lenin Street is the main street which goes to the centre of Omsk. It's the main shopping street with lots of cafes and boutiques. Even though we are deep in the heart of Asia, this place feels very European. The architecture, the cafes, the shops, it feels very European. Lenin Street is pretty long. If you go all the way down that way, that's where all the shopping is, lots of cafes, and you get all the way up to the drama theatre, the beautiful green and white one. But however, if you go this way, you cross the river and you keep going, you get to what's really the main site on this street, which is St. Nicholas Cossack Church. It was built in 1840, and during the Soviet times it was continuously repurposed, once as a cinema and once as a club, and even some other different things. Behind me here you see Omsk Drama Theatre, in my opinion the most beautiful building in this city. Built in 1905, it's green and white and has a mixture of classical and Baroque architecture. It's pretty small but incredibly ornate, and I just wish I was here long enough to see a play inside. Maybe next time. In 1923, this statue was built, symbolizing a new era in Russia, the Soviet era. This monument, a monument to the heroes of the revolution, depicts a woman, symbolizing revolutionary Russia, held by a man holding the flag of the revolution. This building behind me is Pushkin's Mansion. This building is from the early 20th century, but is not famous for anyone called Pushkin. This building is famous because from 1918 to 1921, this building was used as the government building for White Russia. White Russia was the anti-revolutionary force during the Revolutionary War, and here the government here in Omsk was based. This building is now a museum to the Civil War of Russia and is also the local Zags. That is, if you're in Omsk and you want to get married, you can do so right here. Behind me here are the Tara Gates. The Tara Gates, built in 1972, were originally the entrance to a prison. They're very famous here in Omsk because of writer Fyodor Dostoevsky. When he came here on exile, when he was sent here, he went through these gates. It's now tradition here in Omsk to walk through these gates while hopping on one foot, which is a pretty popular thing for tourists to do when they come and visit. Guys, the sun is setting here at the end of my day in the beautiful city of Omsk. I've been very surprised by what I found here. Everyone I asked at home in Moscow gave me such negative expectations, but I found a very beautiful city, very beautiful center with incredibly welcoming people. If you enjoyed this video, and if you got this far, I presume you did, I'd really appreciate it if you give me a like right under the video. If you're from Omsk or Omsk Oblast or just Siberia in general, I'd really appreciate you giving me a comment down below. And if you want to see more videos about Russia, about Russian cities, about Moscow and about life in Moscow, I would really appreciate it if you gave me a subscription. Tomorrow there's a brand new city, soon you'll have a brand new video. Thank you very much for watching and goodbye.